Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this Etheria restart video. So for today's video, just a disclaimer, I'm changing out my mic setting. So feel free to let me know about the audio quality so that I can improve upon the mic settings itself. So I'm testing a few combinations out. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about the DreamScape event. So everything you need to know. So we'll buy out one key to showcase the run. So I tested 5 run at the very least because there was this like 3 keys at the start and then 1 bonus key from the Dreamweaver guide right here. So for this video itself, we'll run through everything you need to know from the boss fights to all the different rewards as well as what rewards you should go for. So first of all, for the Lindell boss fight, there's 3 different bosses. There is the reason one, the odd one, and the hollow one, all of them having different abilities. And for this boss fight, I think what's important to note is that this accumulated damage tier. So by the end of the event, you kind of want to have at least 500 damage accumulated to max out the rewards right here. So that's for those of you guys who just want to max out your rewards. And then for this boss fight, because each of this boss will have a different elemental band. Right now for the blue color one, we have the red as well as the light band. So for the green one, it should be like a blue and something else band. So I think depending on your hero composition as well as the abilities of the boss, you kind of want to min-max on the damage of the boss based off your best units as well as the boss that you're facing up against. So there are certain bosses where your damage tier might be much lower, but it's fine. As long as by the end of the event you're able to secure 500, then that would be more than sufficient, at the very least in terms of maxing out the rewards. So that's for the boss fight. We're not going to cover too much because we already took on the boss. So we won't be able to showcase it unless we buy even more keys, which I'm not gonna waste my keys on because it's quite expensive. I honestly think that, hey, if you're not gonna spend a lot in this game itself, then you shouldn't buy this key because each of this key costs 300 Hydra crystals. So 300 is a lot, and it's like you can do so many pulls with it. If you're not doing content like myself, then honestly speaking, I think you want to save on this gems expenditure side if you can, unless you feel that, hey, you're going to be really lucky with the shop side. For the shop side, because there's this like perfect letters as well as obviously all the different other resources like the shadow prints as well as the prototypes, there is this possibility that, hey, you might be able to get like a lot of dust with all these extra keys and then get all these rewards maxed out. But in most cases, the rewards that you're gonna get out of all this box, they're not gonna be worth as much as that 300 crystals that you're spending, which you can use for pulls or other energy refreshers, for example. So that's why I do encourage it. But if you want to do it, go ahead, by all means. If you have the resources, do it yourself. Okay, so that's for the spending of gems on keys. Now for the dream store side, so we have the dream dust exchange, we have the dream data exchange. For this one, obviously perfect letters fragment, evolution letters, shadow prints, they are the more valuable one because they are gated by the light and dark data right here. So this is obviously the stuff that you want to go for. But for the farming side, one thing that I'll strongly encourage you to farm in these dungeons, right, if you are not going to spend your gems on the keys itself, is to always go for the legendary virtual figure every single time you are attempting the runs itself, because for the legendary virtual figure you'll get abyss difficulty, which will give you more bonus on your dream dust, which is more dust efficiency, and you will get the additional dream dust bonus from labyrinth reward by 20%. So that's just more dust with the same amount of key usage, and that's why I'll strongly encourage you to go for this. So if you go for this route, then you might not be always farming all the light and dark dungeons, and then this is where, based off the amount of data you can get, redeem the best resources based on the keys or data you have right here. So that's for the dream data side. For the dream dust side, obviously letters is the most valuable, followed by either prototype or shadow prints, depending on, you know, what angle you're looking at, followed by the dream crystals right here. So that's that. Okay, so these are all the different boxes. However, as usual, all these boxes, they are subjective to what you need in your account. So yep, just go for the one that you need the most, and then for this one, just go for the ones that are the most valuable based off the data you are able to farm throughout the event itself. So that's for the shop side. Now let's run through the leaders board. Okay, so leaders board showcases the best teams, but honestly speaking, if you don't have claws like myself, your damage is not going to go too far. because claws is good by slowing down the boss, preventing the boss from taking too much action while allowing your team to do more damage. So unfortunately, without claws, we're not gonna get this high ranking tier here. But at the very least, I'll say this cumulative damage tier, right, is not relevant to leaders board, and leaders board is just to put your name out there. It doesn't give you more rewards, so I think it's perfectly fine. So that's for the leaders board side. Now let's go into the dungeon. So like I mentioned earlier, you always want to choose the legendary virtual figure because of the additional dust bonuses right here. So we are done with the Freya one. We have one more key. Let's do the Doki Doki one because we want the light and dark data, because right now for the blue, red and the light fragments itself, we have the same bonuses anyway. So let's go into the Doki Doki one. So after Doki Doki, we might be able to take on the boss again. So let's see whether or not we can get there. Okay, so let's see whether or not we can take on the boss 2 times. So for this Doki Doki gates over here, what I'll do is I'll usually go for the Sweet Dream side, because I have tried multiple combinations of the different yellow and purple gates. Frightmare is like a high risk, high reward dungeon where you get a lot more if you're lucky, but if you're unlucky, you lose everything, right? So in most of my runs, even with a 60% win rate, I get like 0 because you lose everything if you fail the run itself. So I actually get like less overall dust and less consistency on the dust. So I strongly encourage you to go for the Sweet Dream door because it's just more consistent. It's just always going to be good rewards, and then you get like more, and you can calculate the amount of dust you can actually get from all these different runs over here, rather than relying on luck, RNG on the Frightmare gates. So for this one, Freak's Return gives us the most. There is this possibility that Sweet Dream Super 100 is better because it doubles the reward. So we're going to go for this because we're still early in the dungeons itself. So let's go. Because there's a possibility that we get like... Oh, okay. So right here, we just double the rewards. Okay. Right here. Bam, 3000. So the number of Dreamy coffers is 2 next. So this one is 1005. And then because we have the double effect, it becomes 3000. So let's continue. Okay. So next one. So this is very similar to the simulated universe in Honkai Star Rail. So we're just going to commit everything because we will get like more dust back anyway. Ideally, you want to get this at the end of the run so that you can max out the dust and then max out the rewards here. But it's fine. As long as you're maxing out everything, I think it's fine. So right now we are on room 5. Room 5 times 500 is 2005. I think stop profit is better. 6000 straight up is just so much better here. And then since we're not getting anything, we're just going to go into the purple gate. Okay, let's go into the dungeons itself. So for this boss fight, if we go into the boss fight over here, we get this bonus return after we run through to the boss stage based off the deposit one earlier. And then for this boss fight, there's Heart, Nightmare, Hell, Inferno. Just take on the dungeons that you can take on to the best of your ability. But in most cases, always take on Inferno because it gives you additional Dream Dust bonus, 20% more, with more rewards Dream Dust right here. So there is one more difficulty known as the Inferno difficulty, limited to all the different, or rather it's called the Abyss, not Inferno. Yeah, so it's limited to the Inferno virtual figures. So just now it was Freya on my side. For yours, it could be different. It changes every single cycle. So always take those off if you have the heroes and the collection to do it, because that will max out your dust rewards. But if not, we'll take on the Inferno side. So for this one, we're just going to feature our strongest units. I will probably skip the full battle because my team is relatively auto-friendly. So it will just be me running through the auto battles right here with this team. And then we'll just jump straight to the end for the reward side of things. Okay, so we're done with the boss fight. Let me just shift my portrait a little bit to the right side. So these are all the different rewards. The extras are from the bonuses, and then this is from the base boss fight. So the more base dust you have when you enter the boss fight, the more you get from these bonuses. And then let's go into the Labyrinth Complete. So these are all the different tiers. Ideally, you want to get SS tier for all the non-Abyss boss fight. If you are in the Abyss boss fight, going through the yellow gates, getting all the good rewards, you should be able to get the SSS tier as showcased on the thumbnail based on my Freya fight. So that's it for this one. Let's see whether or not we can take on Lindell another time. So yep, so once you're done, you're able to take on Lindell, and then based off your cumulative damage tier, you will be able to get the best rewards right here. So far I haven't really figured like what's the optimal combination for Lindell yet, but if you guys want to see like the optimal combination for the various bosses, let me know in the comment section down below. But if not, that's pretty much it. Once you're done with all the dust farming, you challenge Lindell, try to get your best rewards, and then you're done. But the most important part will be off the dust farming so that you can exchange for as many of these mystery boxes as possible. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.